All right, so this early hour of the day, welcome to the Spiritual Healing Open Sessions. It's great that we can continue, and yeah, brand new day, Monday or whatever day, and here we are. So coming together again to become still, to come in touch with the quiet zone within yourself, like the quiet stillness that is here, that is not anywhere else. You can find it in yourself, not anywhere else. So that's always the exercise and the practice that we have. And I love that. I love that because you can't believe, with all the images around you screaming that, no, look here, look here, look here. It actually is inside of you. And wow, what a relief. I don't have to go anywhere for it. That's so great. So no matter what time of the day it is, that doesn't change. Whether it's in the middle of the night and I wake up, what am I looking for? It's still going to be within me. There's nothing outside my consciousness. So that's very comforting, because there's nothing that can threaten me. Like there's nothing that's attacking me. So that means like all is within me. Now if I calm down sufficiently, then what I discover. So yeah, come on in. Welcome. Yes, welcome. Great that you're here. Wonderful. So, yeah, scoop up a little bit and yeah, we can all sit here. Wonderful, yes. So, like I was saying, is like this is really wonderful in the practice. Like when you calm down sufficiently, like we always practice every time we come together, when you allow that to become so still, something opens up in your consciousness that you otherwise wouldn't be aware of. Because of your loud noises, is what I wanted to say. Loud noises and screaming voices and images that seem to be so incessantly pounding on your visual cortex. But no, they have no existence. No, it's a releasing all these ideas and recognizing stillness is within me. It cannot be found anywhere else. How great is that? So that makes it easy in the practice, in fact. Now we're opening that up completely. And what happens is, like, the communication that is possible suddenly is of divine order. It comes to you as grace, as light, as love, as connectedness, as joy. So that's not really you have to do anything for, except allowing the space, giving it space for you to come into your consciousness, into your conscious experience of yourself. That's in fact all. And that sounds very easy. So this is a bit what we look at today too. It's like, is there anything in the way to learn this? To learn this course, like in the Course in Miracles, for instance, is there anything that's in the way of learning this? Isn't it easy actually? Or do you experience incredible difficulties in accepting this? And what would that be? So Jesus has very clear instructions in that sense, or very clear remarks that, hey, let's be reasonable. Let's take a look at this. Like, wow, yeah, that sounds really simple. That's not that difficult at all. And like, there's a real alternative here, and I love to take a look at that. So that's exactly also what we're going to do today, looking at the real alternative. And so the meditation that we do today to allow our mind to open up to infinite possibilities, to such an open attitude that the miracles that are waiting for us can come to us as a new experience of ourselves. So the lesson that we use for that is the lesson of today from A Course in Miracles, like the prayer lesson, the miracle prayer. And so that has a very specific message too today. It's like, I'm not of this world. No, I'm not of this world. See, these are all comforting expressions that comfort you on such a deep level that miraculous occurrences are within your reach. It's like that. Like it can calm you down so deeply and so incredibly and so integrated into your consciousness, and that literally like miracles can happen. Isn't that something? And it's, yeah, miracles are not ruled by time. They collapse time. They are like a catalyst. They speed up processes that otherwise would have taken so long. They just help you over a little hubble, a little threshold, or a little hindrance, or a little dust wall that you placed between you and your brother. So the miracle is really like, okay, blow it away. And there's the dust wall, it's gone. Like it had no solidity at all. It was just a matter of, I don't want to see my brother like that. There must be a different way to look at it. And the miracle can occur. All right, so today, like I said, the meditation is what we're going to start with. And so lesson 300, on day 300 of the year. Only an instant does this world endure. Only an instant does this world endure. This is a thought which can be used to say that death and sorrow are the certain lot of all those who come here. For their joys are gone before they are possessed, or even grasped. Yet, this is also the idea that lets no false perception keep us in its hold, nor represent more than a passing cloud upon a sky eternally serene. And it is this serenity we seek, like this beautiful place within you, we seek unclouded, obvious, and sure today. We seek your holy world today, for we, your loving sons, have lost our way a while, but we have listened to your voice and learned exactly what to do to be restored to heaven and our true identity. And we give thanks today. The world endures but for an instant. We would go beyond that tiny instant to eternity. So only an instant does this world endure. We seek your holy world today, for we, your loving sons, have lost our way a little while, but we have listened to your voice and learned exactly what to do to be restored to heaven and our true identity. And we give thanks today. The world endures but for an instant. We would go beyond a tiny instant to eternity. So Michelle is going to read it in French. I got that right here.
Ce monde ne dure qu'un instant. Voici une pensée qui peut être utilisée pour dire que la mort et le chagrin sont le lot certain de tous ceux qui viennent ici, car leurs joies ont disparu avant qu'ils les aient ou même s'en saisissent. Or, c'est aussi l'idée qui ne laisse aucune perception fausse garder prise sur nous, ni représenter davantage qu'un nuage qui passe dans un ciel éternellement serein. Or, c'est cette sérénité que nous cherchons aujourd'hui sans nuage, évidente et sûre. Nous cherchons ton saint monde aujourd'hui, car nous, tes fils aimants, avons perdu notre chemin un moment. Mais nous avons écouté ta voix et nous avons appris exactement quoi faire pour être ramenés au ciel et à notre véritable identité. Et nous rendons grâce aujourd'hui de ce que le monde ne dure qu'un instant. Et nous rendons grâce aujourd'hui de ce que le monde ne dure qu'un instant. Nous voudrions aller par-delà ce minuscule instant dans l'éternité.
So, is there anyone else who wants to read this lesson, just to give it away?
Only an instant does this world endure. This is a thought which can be used to say that death and sorrow are the certain lot of all who come here, for their joys are gone before they are possessed or even grasped. Yet this is also the idea that lets no false perception keep us in its hold, nor represent more than a passing cloud upon a sky eternally serene. And it is this serenity we seek, unclouded, obvious, and sure today. We seek your holy world today, for we, your loving sons, have lost our way a while. But we have listened to your voice and learned exactly what to do to be restored to heaven and our true identity. And we give thanks today. The world endures but for an instant. We would go beyond that tiny instant to eternity.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for entering into stillness. And you can stay right there. You don't need yourself to be disturbed by anything or be triggered by anything. Or so see the place in your consciousness where you are still is with you. You don't need to let anything distract that. You can listen to me without letting that be distracted. Or you can not listen to me and not let yourself be distracted at the same time. So it's like that's up to you how you do that. So it's like your focus on this quiet zone, your focus or your openness to this quiet zone is something that grows, right? It is like the distractions become less and less because it's like I don't need to respond to anything. That would be the human way of doing it. I would respond to everything thinking that I need to be attentive to what is occurring around me. And to a certain extent you should do that when you drive in traffic. But still, then it's like underneath all of that, you can still be in meditation, in this still place inside yourself while responding to the things that you do. So anyway, I don't want to go too deep into that, but today I would really like to continue with the real alternative, as it is like in chapter 31, is in fact an extension of what we did in the lesson of today, but also in what we looked at yesterday in the Infinite Way Key lessons. And that is like, this body is not me, no. That was just, in fact, a replacement or that I made to see that I'm separate from what everything is, and that cannot be true. So that thing, whatever I made of that, is not what it appears to be at all. So it is a means instead of an end. It is not what it appears to be. It's used for this, for communication, for being helpful, being loving, being all of this, to basically recognize that you can by receiving the function for it, by in fact not determining yourself what to do with it, it can be used perfectly without a problem. As soon as you think it should be doing this and it should be doing that and it should be able to do this, you build up a whole idea about yourself, and basically the result of that is mostly that you exhaust yourself, because it's not necessary. It is a temporary device to be here, to extend what comes to you to extend. In fact, in alignment with Spirit, with the Holy Spirit, it will be given, it will be shown to you what to do, what to say, where to go, and all this. It's like, that's where you use this device for, the body. So, in other words, I try to formulate it right. It's like your idea of where this body is for is what was in the way to let it actually function well. So, and that's all right. That happened and it's over. That's great. So in the new function that we are receiving, something else is given us in a different way, and that goes in a pace that you can actually handle. So it's given to you what to do, where to go, and what to say, what occurrence to be part of. And so that's where you are being used for, you could say. Well, let's first, I recorded the real alternative from chapter 31. Let's first listen to that, because that it is like a compact, slowly read piece where you can really let it in. It's like, oh yeah, this is actually occurring. Yeah, I recognize that. Oh yeah, and on and on. It's like, it can be very helpful to listen to it, and I think it's beautiful. So that's why I want to share it. So let's take a moment for that. It's almost like, it is. You can still be in your meditation if you want. The Real Alternative, chapter 31. There is a tendency to think the world can offer consolation and escape from problems that its purpose is to keep. Why should this be? Because it is a place where choice among illusions seem to be the only choice, and you are in control of outcomes of your choosing. Thus you think within the narrow band from birth to death. A little time is given you to use for you alone, a time when everyone conflicts with you, but you can choose which road will lead you out of conflict and away from difficulties which concern you not. But they are your concern. How then can you escape from them by leaving them behind? What must go with you, you will take with you whatever road you choose to walk along. Real choice is no illusion, but the world has none to offer. All its roads but lead to disappointment, nothingness, and death. There is no choice in its alternatives. Seek not escape from problems here. The world was made that problems could not be escaped. Be not deceived by all the different names its roads are given. They have but one end, and each is but a means to gain that end. For it is here that all its roads will lead, however differently they seem to start, however differently they seem to go. Their end is certain, for there is no choice among them. All of them will lead to death. On some you travel gaily for a while before the bleakness enters, and on some the thorns are felled at once. The choice is not what will the ending be, but when it comes. There is no choice where every end is sure. Perhaps you would prefer to try them all before you really learn that they are but one. The roads this world can offer seem to be quite large in number, but the time must come when everyone begins to see how like they are to one another. Men have died on seeing this because they saw no way except the pathways offered by the world, and learning they led nowhere, lost their hope. And yet, this was the time they could have learned their greatest lesson. All must reach this point and go beyond it. It is true indeed, there is no choice at all within the world. But this is not the lesson in itself. The lesson has a purpose, and in this you come to understand what it is for. Why would you seek to try another road, another person, or another place, when you have learned the way the lesson starts, but do not yet perceive what it is for? Its purpose is the answer to the search that all must undertake who still believe there's another answer to be found. Learn now, without despair. There's no hope of answers in the world. But do not judge the lesson which is but begun with this. Seek not another signpost in the world which seems to point to still another road. No longer look for hope where there is none. Make fast your learning now and understand you but waste time unless you go beyond what you have learned to what is yet to learn. For from this lowest point will learning lead to heights of happiness in which you see the purpose of the lesson shining clear and perfectly within your learning grasp. Who would be willing to be turned away from all the roadways of the world unless he understood their real futility? Is it not needful that he should begin with this to seek another way instead? For while he sees a choice where there is none, what power of decision can he use? The great release of power must begin with learning where it really has a use, and what decision has power if it be applied in situations without choice. The learning that the world can offer but one choice, no matter what its form may be, is the beginning of acceptance that there is a real alternative instead. To fight against this step is to defeat your purpose here. You did not come to learn to find a road the world does not contain. The search for different pathways in the world is but the search for different forms of truth. and this would keep the truth from being reached. Think not that happiness is found by following a road away from it. This makes no sense and cannot be the way. To you who seem to find this course to be too difficult to learn, let me repeat that. To achieve a goal, you must proceed in its direction, not away from it. And every road that goes the other way will not advance the purpose to be found. If this be difficult to understand, then is this course impossible to learn, but only then. For otherwise, it is a simple teaching in the obvious. There is a choice which you have power to make when you have seen the real alternatives. Until that point is reached, you have no choice, and you can but decide how you would choose the better to deceive yourself again. This course attempts to teach no more than that the power of decision cannot lie in choosing different forms of what is still the same illusion and the same mistake. All choices in the world depend on this. You choose between your brother and yourself, and you will gain as much as he will lose. And what you lose is what is given him. How utterly opposed to truth is this, when what the lesson's purpose is to teach that what your brother loses, you have lost, and what he gains is what is given you. He has not left his thoughts, but you forgot his presence and remember not his love. No pathway in the world can lead to him, not any worldly goal is one with his. What road in all the world will lead within, when every road was made to separate the journey and the purpose it must have, unless it be but futile wandering? All routes that lead away from what you are will lead you to confusion and despair. Yet has he never left his thoughts to die without their source forever in themselves. He has not left his thoughts. He could no more depart from them than they could keep him out. In unity with him do they abide, and in their oneness both are kept complete. There is no road that leads away from him. A journey from yourself does not exist. How foolish and insane it is to think that there could be a road with such an aim. Where could it go? And how could you be made to travel on it, walking there without your own reality at one with you? Forgive yourself your madness and forget all senseless journeys and all goalless aims. They have no meaning. You cannot escape from what you are, for God is merciful and did not let his Son abandon him. For what he is, be thankful, for in that is your escape from madness and from death. Nowhere but where he is can you be found. There is no path that does not lead to him. Did you hear that? Wow. There's no path but that which leads to him. Now we let that sink in deeply. It's like there is no path that does not lead to him. And you know this too, but it's like deeply touching to hear it. In this moment, it's like, wow, it's such an incredible blessing to read this, but also to receive this. Like, wow. There is no path but it leads to Him. You can't go wrong in that sense, because He's with you. You will end up with yourself, in your withinness. But it's like you forgive yourself the thought that you could go somewhere else or so. It's like, I don't know how you do that. How could you go somewhere else, away from yourself? How did you try to get rid of yourself? Oh, sure you did. Sure you tried to get rid of yourself, but it didn't work. No matter what you tried, like we have been doing this for lifetimes, you could say. Like, no, death didn't do it either. Or no, none of these things have worked. That's why we're here. So this time we have the great opportunity to consciously step into, it's like releasing our insanity, thinking that you could be separate from God, and allowing the reunion within yourself to take place with no resistance at all, because you have been acting out your resistance forever, and it's done. You're there. It's like it didn't bring you anything. It did not have any benefit to you to do so. So that might have convinced you by now to let it be. It's like now, in fact, we can start having some fun. If you accept this, then everything opens up. It's like, no, heaven isn't taken away from you. No, you really can allow yourself to be like little children in that sense. So you don't have to participate or to behave like a human being or an adult or like, no, wait, here's something totally different going on. This is happening within you, and it's your rejoicing in the love of God that is where you are invited to. Okay, so that is what is given. How great is that? Like, is this course difficult to learn? Well, if you walk away from it, if you think you can walk away from it, then it might be difficult, because in fact you're ignoring the gift of what is given. That's not going to work out. You will end up back where you started. But you can do that. That's your free will, so to speak, to do that. It is also your free will to choose not to do it. So this is incredible, an incredible gift given us. So I've some expressions that I put them all on the sheets, but we're not going through all of them because we just listened to the whole tape, and that has a specific function this way. And it's like, no, you're found. You're not lost. We thought we were lost, but we were found. We were picked up, you could say, like we were picked up from this planet on the outer edge of the solar system called planet Earth. Have you heard of it? That like we were picked up from the outer edge of one of those arms of a galaxy, and suddenly realizing that we are home in heaven, where everything is given, that you don't have to struggle, that you don't have to perform all the acts of limitation, the rituals of limitation and death. No, death is gone. Like it has no effect any longer. It is no longer a goal to achieve. And it was never a goal to achieve, because there's no such thing as death. So this goes so deep. Like that's basically what I'm sharing, is like this what is being given to us today is so fundamental and so incredibly deep. And that's why it's so good to stand still with it and allow that to affect you. The pathways of the world have one goal. We saw that. The pathways of the real choice is no illusion, but the world has none to offer. all its roads but lead to disappointment, nothingness, and death. There's no choice in its alternatives. Seek not escape from problems here. The world was made that problems could not be escaped, right? Be not deceived by all the different names its roads are given. They have but one end, and each is but the means to gain that end. For it is here that all roads will lead, however differently they seem to start, however differently they seem to go. Their end is certain, for there's no choice among them. That's a profound expression that I like to emphasize, in the sense of do not occupy yourself with the problems that you are perceiving in this world. Do not occupy yourself with it. It's like, otherwise your mind is full with it. Like, the world will give you new problems every day, fresh, new, baked problems. And there's no solution to them because they at least cannot be found here. So the only solution that it has is recognizing where it is happening and recognizing that this place isn't real. Then you receive the solution of, oh yeah, wait, this is a reflection. It is not a reality. It is just like a hologram that I'm walking around in, reflecting back to me what I thought and what I think can be a problem. But it has no substance. It has no reality. So if I keep myself occupied with it, I find myself in a place that doesn't exist and receive the consequences of that. So side effects of being in a world that doesn't exist is it's like it comes with limitation, disease, disaster, death, and all this, because that also does not exist. So, but if I believe one of these aspects to be true, I find myself in the middle of it. It's literally, this is the hologram I've chosen to be in for a moment, just to in fact recycle problems that have no solution with the solutions offered by the world, which is also not an illusion. Talking about peace, talking about sustenance, talking about safety and security. Like, no, new problems are continuously fabricated, literally. Otherwise, it would have no existence at all. If you would not pay attention to it, it dissolves by you recognizing it for what it is. The whole world melts. All of it. Like, there is no world apart from your ideas about it and your value system about it and your investment in it and you occupying yourself with the problems of this world. So that is our awakening right here. But this is a massive expression. Wow, so beautiful. Okay, so there is no choice where every end is sure. Perhaps you would prefer to try them all in this world before you really learn that they are but one. The roads this world can offer seem to be quite large in number, but the time must come when everyone begins to see how like they are to one another. Yeah, and then there's the expressions like men have died on seeing this, thinking that there's no solution to the problems of this world, whatever. Like, I've seen many do it. Like, you would completely get stuck in it by having this brilliant mind trying to work these problems and getting completely stuck in that there's no solution for them, and literally ending their life in seeing this devastation, not knowing what to do with it, and thinking that the options that are given by the world are the only options. It's like, literally, that is hopeless. There is no solution to that. There is no way out of that according to the world and the world's solutions. It keeps circulating, and there's literally, you choose one thing and the other is a problem, you choose the other thing and this becomes a problem, and on and on and on. So like I said, don't occupy your mind with it. Release it, let it go, It has no solution, literally, because none of it is real. So how could any of that, any of what you perceive to be a problem, how could you solve it? No, it is not solvable because it has no reality. So this goes so far into every individual experience of the world, of yourself in the world, of ideas you get from the world. Of course, they originally came from you, and I don't even want to go into that, but it's like there is no solution to it. So don't occupy your mind with it. If you slow down in doing that, then something can happen within you and within your consciousness, and you recognize where you actually abide. But then you're in, like in this step beyond this, then you see, oh my God, it's actually true. I did not have to solve my problems. There was no solution to them. But I can decide that I want to know who I truly am. I want the true solution, the real alternative to come to me. That's possible right now. Why would you seek to try another road, another person, or another place, when you have learned the way the lesson starts, but do not yet perceive what it is for? Its purpose is the answer to the search that all must undertake who still believe there's another answer to be found. Like, you can't help yourself looking for it until you recognize that it will offer you no answer. So why would you seek to try another road, another person, another place, if you think another place would be the solution, or another road, or another person, when you have learned the way the lesson starts, but do not yet perceive what it is for? Its purpose is the answer to the search that all must undertake who still believe there's another answer to be found. Learn now, without despair, there is no hope of answers in the world. But do not judge the lesson which is but begun with this. Seek not another signpost in the world which seems to point to still another road. No longer look for hope where there is none. So that's a deep exercise. Huh? It's like, don't look for hope where there isn't any. You have to give up. Like, you have to give up the hope of a solution here, because there is none. So then we come to this point, and that's where I want to stand still with together too. It's like, this course is not hard to learn, but see, the solution that it's not here, that's easy to accept. It's like, okay, it's not here. No, it's not here. But your tendency to look for it here might not be stilled right away, just like it says in chapter 31 too. It's like, no, it can still be that you look for solutions, and that you look for a different place or a different person or a different who knows what as the solution to the problems that you are perceiving. Like, honestly, if you go deep within you, you probably find that you're doing that. And so this is great to stand still with. Like, to be honest about that for yourself, to allow yourself to bring that to the surface and actually share it with your brother who is not responding to it, but receives it with you. Not that he needs to know your secrets or anything, but more like, well, here it is. I've said it. I've shared it.